Yeah. Welcome back. Secret House Against Tokyo-based hip-hop art and culture conversations. We're happy to be back. Happy New Year and all of these things.
Been a while.
Yeah. I'm Mega.
I'm dead.
I'm alive.
I'll put the names at the bottom in there. It's been a while. We're happy to be back. As I said, Happy New Year. Hopefully this year I got a Gigantor. Hopefully this year we get together more often. I think last year we only recorded like 17 episodes.
Something like that, yeah.
As you can see, if you're a long-time listener on the channel, we've also got What's Up with the Minutes going down, and I've been doing this Radio Free Mega thing, which is basically me at like 2 o'clock in the morning, super drunk, playing music and being weird and ranting about music. That's got like not mixed reviews. Nobody has said anything bad about it, but I feel mixed about it because I am on there drunk as fuck mostly. It's like
what? Yeah, you.
It's like
I only watched the first one, but you're pretty turnt in that
yeah,
video.
I was pretty drunk.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't feel comfortable recording by myself when I'm not a little bit on that substance. But I'm gonna try to work on that and put together some things. I think maybe I'll do like some of my favorite songs of last year next, and we'll see. We'll see if I stick around. Well, you know,
Where's that ringing coming from?
probably you hear something.
yeah,
like
yeah.
move the chords around.
I think it's you.
Try it.
think
No,
it's
we
yours.
can't hear it, so it
Yeah.
must be on your end somewhere.
Yeah, I don't hear. Yeah, but
You don't hear it ringing at all?
no,
No.
Okay.
really,
Or the higher frequencies, just, whatever, forget about it.
I'm not cutting that out.
You don't have to.
No, that's staying in.
Yeah, you know how we do. Today we're back to discuss the Tomorrow Kings album, Salt, 13 songs, 56 minutes. Came out back in November, but this was one of my favorite late editions of the year, and found it to be phenomenal. Also, we've had a couple people reach out and say, hey, why don't you do that Tomorrow Kings? There are a few other albums that we want to do that are from last year. I really want to do the Zilla Rocket joint, and we'll see. But yeah, so we're back. The Tomorrow Kings is a rap collective from Chicago consisting of IB Focus, Colossal Structure, Malak L, Gilead 7, Sketch 185, and Ill Subliminal. We have discussed a Sketch project on here before. The project
Nothing for the swim back.
with Jeff Markey, and we are big fans. But yeah, this is the sophomore, I want to say,
That's right.
Tomorrow
Yeah, I
Kings
believe, yeah.
album.
The
It's
first
been
album was 07?
yeah.
2013, I believe, was the first. They've been together since 2007.
Okay. But this is like 10 years, like 12 years follow up, yeah? Something like
right.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've been a part of the hip hop community and putting down dope shit for a long time. I know like the Gyroscope album also came out in November, which is IB Focus and Colossal Structure, which is really dope, and it sounds a lot different than this. But yeah, this album is fantastic. So let's we know of Sketch.
That's right.
Are you two familiar with the Tomorrow Kings?
Loosely, I think I probably listened to a Nigga Rig Time Machine a decade ago. I have like, I'm aware of some of these other MCs.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've brought up Colossal Structure, Ill Subliminal have come up on the show before.
Probably, yeah.
I'm sure that there's been some features and stuff, but this is probably the first serious listen.
That's
I've
right.
done.
How about
No, sir. I'm not
Okay.
familiar. Some of the features, though, yeah, like Curly Castro.
Curly
of course,
Castro's
yeah.
on there, Def C's
Yeah.
on there, long
Def C,
time
of course,
friends
yeah.
of the
Yeah.
show. So,
Yeah.
I'm familiar with those cats, but not Tomorrow Kings. Not gonna lie.
Okay, I mean Tomorrow Kings. Also, they don't have like a big space in my like. I don't have a lot of like memories of the album so well. I do recall them coming out and listening to them, and I've known Sketch's music probably more closely, or his work more closely than most of the other members, to the point that on this review I am not going to be making like observations of which MC's verse is what, because I can't tell them all apart all the time. Like even if you listen to the last Gyroscope shit, like they have so many styles and so many flows and so many different approaches. It's a little bit hard to tack them down.
Yeah. I
vocally.
mean, there's got to be about 40 verses on that record in total.
Yeah.
Across probably like 10 MCs in total.
Yeah.
It's a lot of rapping.
I think there's probably more than 40 verses. You know what I
Quite
mean? Like,
probably.
I'm each track like
It felt
5
like-
verses.
it felt like a lot, man.
Yeah.
Four verses or 13 tracks.
Oh yeah,
So,
it is like explosive.
50 something verses.
It is dense and thick and unwavering in that regard. But Yeah, so I won't be doing that. I mean, there are a few verses of like, oh, this is colossal. This is Sketch is one of the easiest MCs to. He has such a distinct.
That's right.
Yeah, he has such a distinct register to his voice and so deep. It's easy to clock him. But yeah. No disrespect intended. I just not very good at that. I almost wanted kind of like one of those hieroglyphics, third eye vision type of things where they have the
Those are
individual,
names.
like you know what I mean? Like there's the track. Oh, that's
That's a cool thing with having it on Apple. Actually, is that they do actually.
oh, they've got the
Right.
lyrics. Is it just that
It's got-
song or
no full track list with the
Nah.
lyrics, and then it says
Spotify doesn't
who
have that shit though.
has each
Nah,
verse as well.
it neither does.
And that's why you got to get off Spotify.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, yes, you
I
do.
mean-
You do have to get on Spotify, not because of lyrics, but yeah.
What's insane though is that like the lyrics are not even on the Bandcamp. There's like two
Good.
songs. There's like one song on the
Yeah.
Bandcamp that
Yeah,
has the
yeah,
lyrics,
yeah.
and then okay, I don't know if these are like auto-generated or if they submit them. Like, if anybody knows how that shit works, let me know because
Through the distribution usually.
I'm hella down to just buy the albums from people on Bandcamp and steal everything else, and so I don't have to use these DSPs. It's mostly just out of convenience for a lot of times. I still bought this album on Bandcamp.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? But
it is tough when you don't have the lyrics and stuff because there's a lot to unpack.
yeah, and when you have artists, like within this space, the independent underground cats, it's
gonna
not
find-
like. It's not like Genius
Yeah, that's
is,
exactly
you know what I
what I was
mean?
gonna say. You're not
Like,
gonna find that shit on
you're not
Genius,
some fucking
yeah.
kid, unless you're like Billy Woods, and then some kid is like twisting his nipples to be the first one to do the shit. But I mean, like, yeah. All right. So either way, let's get into the album. Let me go ahead and just say that I know I said I really liked it, but this album really strikes me as like magical. Like the way when I heard it, it was like I was almost like, oh, is this like an old album that they did that they're just releasing?
Kind of.
Because it sounds.
It was recorded during the pandemic.
Oh, but
Pandemic.
when I say old,
Old,
I'm
you mean
saying
like
like an
early
artifact
aughts?
for the early aughts type of
He's
like,
talking
you know what
about
I mean?
back when like black and white was normal, 2010. yeah.
But I do think there is something to be said for the paranoia, the density, the fury that comes across on this
Yeah,
record.
100%.
It does feel like a pandemic album in a lot of ways. I understand that the whole thing was done remotely with everybody based all around the US and Mexico, I believe.
And also
The producer is from Australia in
Yeah.
Melbourne.
And
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is just pronounced Aoi, which is
AOE is the way it's said
AOE.
on one of the tracks.
okay. That makes sense.
But us being in Japan,
We're in Japan,
AOE,
so
I
like
was,
AOE.
Yeah.
but on TMI it says AOE.
Word.
But also that could be like one of those things because
area of effect, like.
But
play on
also,
words.
it's like a lot of times when you have like a Japanese producer or Japanese producer name, it gets kind of like
Oh, like
messed up. Like I got rapper homies, I'm not going to name nobody, that have done albums and they be like, yo, shout out to this person, or they say like Shabubu, or like the wrong names and shit.
Yeah,
So it could
yeah.
be Aoi, but who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows? But yeah, Aoi, AOE handles all the production.
Yeah, and I think the mixing as well.
No, Willie Green, I think, does the mixing.
Oh, really?
I think
thought
so.
Bandcamp said the mixing was done by. I'm not sure. Sorry.
We are
fucking
not
up.
a professional
Yo,
outlet
happy
to
fucking
do
New
this
Year.
thing. We just kind of get on and talk about dope, independent, underground, avant-garde, abstract, experimental hip hop music,
Which
and
this
we've
is.
been around for a long time. Which this is. But one of the things that I was pointing out with how it sounds is that there's a little bit of a glaze over this album that makes a production that makes it sound a little bit muddier and a little bit muffled. Where again, it could be them all over the place, but I felt like it was an aesthetic choice for them because you listen to the last Gyroscope album, it's clean and vibrant and very clear, whereas this one does sound a little bit like fucking muddy.
Good.
I not to speak to the quality because I quite enjoy it. Like I listen, some of my favorite albums sound much worse than this, and it sounds good. But there is kind of like an aesthetic quality I thought they were going for in that
think
regard.
There is a
Sounds old.
It's connected to that same density of just the production is like very aggressive and abrasive in a lot of places, in combination with the sheer number of MCs on here,
Yeah.
and then having people like Sketch who have this very sort of confrontational, direct delivery that's got like a really deep
Yeah.
voice delivered extremely aggressively. The album feels like walking into a sauna. Like
It's a bit.
you have this sort of like when you
Yeah.
come in, this
Yeah.
blast of hot air that comes
Yeah.
at you sonically. And personally, I think it's fucking dope.
Yeah. The atmosphere of the album is a little bit claustrophobic in a lot of ways, but it it has like that older sound to me. Some of the production on this, some of the beats sound like they could be pulled from like LP in 96. So there's like this futuristic nostalgic throwback element to the album that I really fuck with. Also, like you said, the messages on the album are so poignant and politically leaning, like left as fuck. I mean, it's
Very
called
left, yes.
Regicide, you know,
Yeah.
like, but it's tracks like No Brands, Barbarian Butter. There's a lot of things on this album that speak to our political times and past, present political times, and the kind of insurrectionist anger that comes having experienced these things and just living in the imperial core.
Yep.
But also another thing that makes this album sound a bit crazy to me within even the modern space is that we just simply don't have posse albums like we used
Yo.
to. There's
Yeah.
very, very few posse albums.
That's so true.
And it makes this album, for me, because of the sonic qualities and also that a lot of the lyrics aren't antisocial. There's not any really antisocial
Yeah.
shit on there in terms of like money, bitches, and some of the things that you diagnose towards more contemporary rap music and shit.
I mean, you got
But-
No Brands, right?
but the posse element of it reminds me of like early 2000s, mid 2000s shit. Crews like Odd Jobs, like Old Dominion, like even the Weathermen. Like it reminds me of that. I was struggling to think of like posse albums. We've got crews, we got like Wrecking, we got like 3-member joints, but like what is a 7-member like, you know what I mean? Plus
Yeah.
single producer. It really is kind of an outlier in today's music space, both sonically and just like, you know, in its approach. And it's fucking fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic. All of these MCs are it's like a Wu-Tang Clan. Like,
Yes.
what is the collective term for like a group of philosophers? You know what I mean? Like the collective
A
noun.
cadre.
A Wu-Tang of philosophers, right? And
What?
all of them have like fairly distinct styles, approaches, and you know, everything is like
That's a murder.
a murder of philosophers. It's so dope in that regard, and it's just bombing you back to back to back to back. And as cohesive as it sounds, the album is also wide and varied in a lot of its approaches. Like straight up, like in the middle of the album, the poem, the piece "Salt."
Yes.
Is one of my most listened to songs of the year. You guys know I'm a big poetry fan, and that's Ill Subliminal on that
That's
one.
right. Yep.
It's phenomenal. You know, just I'd like to talk more about the tracks individually later, but this album is like undiluted b-boy bravado for me. And when I say b-boy, of course I'm talking about like breaking, but I'm talking about like the old 4-element hip-hop head kid that I am, that was, you know what I mean, like this been around this shit since the mid 90s, like 4 Elements for life. And they don't even, it's like, you know, they got the like pro hip-hop bars on this shit too, but it's just like, this is the type of thing that I would listen to that would help me kind of in my youth define my politics, define what my ethics would be to listening to music, and also help me define levels of quality and approaches that are dope. Every single one of these songs has like a verse that is like, that could be verse of the year. That could be fucking verse of the year. That's like crazy what they did right there. And still, it's like, holy shit. Yeah.
So this was cooked during the pandemic.
I believe this was
2020,
recorded
2021.
around 2020. I believe. I saw it in an interview, but I could be getting that wrong. So at the very least, I think Regicide was recorded around then.
So what's up with the release like in 2026 or 2025, like a couple years, like just
I don't know.
want to sit on it till things got back to normal,
Or
life
just
happened.
getting everything together. Obviously, there's a lot of cooks in the broth there, so it could just have been a matter of having it all finished, having everything together on time. I could also be misreading or misremembering what I'd read about the record, but I'm pretty sure it was recorded during the pandemic.
Word.
Kicking the chest anthem. That's like the second bar on the album. Like, yo, like Regicide is so fucking, it's so ill.
But that's really how I felt listening to it. Even coming here, man, I'm walking through the fucking train station and everything, just crowded, people everywhere, people walking slow as fuck, and just blasting this shit, bro. It just makes me angry, and I feel like it's almost symptomatic of the concrete jungle that we're living in and shit, man. Just fucking angry, confined, and just want to just fucking just yell and kick some niggas' chest in. I don't know, man.
I mean, like you said with the 4 Elements thing, like this album feels like the side of a train that has been bombed all over
Right.
by 7 different artists, at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
With like police with torches like patrolling back and forth, like the actual vibe and mood of the record, it genuinely feels
It gives
like
me that.
it has that sense of like
Vandal fucking
Vandalism.
outside against the world, like with a backpack on, like really putting it down, like
I mean, these guys are not new to this, right?
Yeah.
So
no, these are all in Mega's age bracket, I
Yeah.
guess, right?
probably around that. I mean, they were
I'm-
like fucking. I believe they became a crew because they were all battling at like Scribble Jam, and they
Well-
were just like, fuck y'all, like if we all just got together, there's like 100 albums that we could make, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, they just fucking Voltroned and yeah.
there was one MC. I don't have the exact lyrics down because I didn't have the lyrics, but he basically said that we made
hear
an
it if you
album.
want it.
I don't even
pull it up.
Know the song?
We made an album. We had kids and we came back. It was to that effect, man. I was like, yeah, these guys. Yeah, I mean, they came back, and I want to listen to their first album now. You said it was
Nigga Rigged Time Machine.
Just checking.
I think on streaming it is just listed
That's
as
N
NRTM.
Oh, okay.
But like, I did read it in an interview, and apologies, because I can't remember who specifically said that, but they were like, we wanted people to say specifically "nigger rigged time machine" because it gives us a certain degree of power. I mean, it's a deeply evocative phrase, and it's
the whole-
hip hop as shit, right? But
the whole group's black people, black folk, or
Yeah,
I
think
believe so.
okay.
But I mean, this album's black as fuck.
Right, of course,
Of
yeah.
course, just on a basic sonic level, it's extremely black. But I think there is something to be said with like that idea of power that comes across on this record, where it's just like everything's so like evocative, and there's a lot of explosiveness and violence. Not like in terms of the actual content, in the sense that it's not a antisocial record, but there's a lot of like bomb imagery, which of course relates back to the graffiti element as well. But Sketch, of course, raps like he's got his hands around your neck the whole time, or he's like shaking you violently.
It's very
yeah.
confrontational and
Confrontational and
transgressive in a
immediate,
lot of
yeah.
ways. Like some real poke you in the eye type of music and shit. Like a callous disregard for any of the tropes or sonic qualities that people are kind of ranting and raving over. And that's kind of like what No Brands is on too, right? It just speaks to the authenticity.
I
They're
fucking
like,
love that song.
we're not going to compromise what we do in order to fit into some type of playlist or genre,
Yeah.
or even what might be the way to go in order to get more listens. Like we're not necessarily reaching out to Earl Sweatshirt or Mike to get fucking plays, because
Yeah.
and no disrespect to Earl and Mike, I love those guys, but there's clearly like a lot of people who are shaping and creating music to sound like Woods and all these people. And with this album, it sounds even different than what Prim and Castro did on the Triple Steel Beam collection, because they're all their own people and they're all making this own shit, and it's just fucking fantastic. It's amazing. And I felt like this album, more than many, is just one that I was surprised wasn't getting a lot of looks. It wasn't getting a lot of notice within the space. And I know it's only been like 2 months, and I have had people reach out to me and be like, yo, that Tomorrow King shit you were talking about, like, oh my God, my album of the year. And it's like, that's right. Especially with cats like you see somebody like a Paul, who's in our group, Paul Hurdle, who's closer to my age and shit. Like, this is kind of like, there's a nostalgia to it, but it's like also like mad futuristic. It's mad now. It's mad forward thinking in its approach, and it's just like,
Kind of,
fucking the lyric, like on No Brands, right? On No Brands, the kind of the reprise or what would it be called? Like Colossal uses that refrain from Cash Money is the army, better yet the Navy, but it's fucking Tomorrow Kings ain't the Army, Marines, or Navy, or any U.S. government agency protecting slavery. Cut off your president's head, present for the babies. Yo, it's like everything about this album just speaks to me on a very deeply profound kind of like enjoyment of music level, respect for a high quality of lyricism, but also it kind of like puts a little bit more armor on me to make me feel like, yeah, I'm hella dope too. I forgot how dope hip hop was. Like, people don't know this shit. This is just amazing. Yeah, fucking what you selling us? Who's your market? Us. What's your message? Us. Yeah, yo. What'd you call your camp, nigga? No brands. Yeah, it's amazing. And we've got only 3 or 4 features on this, right? We've got
right.
we've got
Castro.
We've got a couple on Regicide, Ava Moment, Brittany Towns, Def C on Airblades, D2G on B-Side Losers, Curly Castro and Jason Gatz on Stains.
and Jason Gatz, that's a homie that's passed away recently,
Ooh,
I
yeah.
believe. So rest in peace,
Rest in peace.
to
Rest in
Jason
peace,
Gatz.
rest in peace.
But yeah, overall, it's just an absolutely murderer's row of just lyricism shit. Like I feel like we go through every single track and I could point out something that's so amazing about it. This joint, Airblades, Def C, he fits in perfectly with this group. Def C is so fucking nice, so amazing. Shout out to Def C. Airblades at the end, that little jazz breakdown with the fucking wind, it's so ill. What does Sketch say? Sketch says agitprop for troubling times and charm schools for black men. What? Agitprop for troubling times and charm schools for black men.
Graduates equal parts, Malcolm X and X-Men. Album Leaf and Tekken.
Fuck,
Yeah,
man.
yo.
Undoubtedly Midwestern.
Yo, and Def C's instead of blowing up, they put the in detonate. Yo, it's so fucking
Fuck,
insane.
man.
Yeah. Agitprop for troubling times and charm schools for black men. Shit is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, if I'm eating good in the apocalypse, so what? It's yeah, man. Fucking Salt. That poem, I just put it on repeat and love it. It's it was one of my most listened to tracks of the year. It's just a brilliant and poignant observation.
that
It's
might-
not exactly new, but it's still, powerful. He says diabetes and high blood pressure kill as many as the Klan, police, and Reaganomics combined. It reminds me y'all know when I became born God when I was 15. I was doing my 5%er shit. When I was 19, I was in Texas and I used to get these Dr. Malachi Z. York plus degree books. There's Whose God is Responsible, and oftentimes there'd be a CD that we would get. It'd be somebody talking and bombing about all these issues, and one of them on Whose God was Responsible was talking about how salt is a huge problem, but we refuse to change our diets, and we soothe with salt, and we soothe with eating, and maybe salt is stress, and maybe sugar is stress, and maybe these are the things that are combining into your life and fucking up. They probably use a bunch of metaphysical things about the human body and new waboon shit, but back then it was just so prescient and poignant, and it's the way that it's laid out here is just. It's just great. And I don't know if y'all recognize that. It sounds like Red Fox at the end, right? That might be before y'all's time and shit.
I know who Red Fox is, but
okay.
Soda to make cake.
Yeah, I think it might be Red Fox at the end. I feel like I heard that before, and it sounds like his voice, but
Ice. I learned how to cook crack while watching.
it's also a nice brief moment of respite
Yeah.
right in the middle of the record from the sonic barrage that the rest of the album is, which
It is a namesake, right?
yeah.
it is the title track, yeah. But we sometimes don't talk about the sequencing of these albums, and this album is such a large wave of sound that I think there's definitely some intention putting that track 5 kind of statement piece functioning in the middle of the record.
It also kind of highlights the variety and how fucking amazing AOE is with the production, to be able to kind of tone it back and just have this really subtle piano kind of run with all these other little elements coming in and out that create. It doesn't. It's it adds to the cohesion of the album, because it's not shockingly different than anything else. It's so cohesive, this album. And AOE, I've never heard of that person before, or maybe I have, but I didn't recognize it. It truly impressed me throughout the album. So many of the beats here, I'm just yo. Yeah, that's.
It's crazy listening to Salt. I feel like I can see the smoke from the cold air, man. As it just,
Brick as fuck outside,
yeah, exactly. I don't know how to feel that, man.
Yeah, and then it goes to Red Summer. Hot, and this is like so hip hop is like, I know it's not like super unusual, but it's kind of less. It's less popular unless you're fucking DJ Premier to scratch a chorus in. You know what I mean? And this has that. It's like, yeah, we gotta throw the turntablism in there. You know, like it's not overly fucking stated on the album. Like hip hop is a certain hat, and we need to have a fucking scratch. You know what I mean? But this one does have that hot. And what is, I think it's sketch that says, the world's not backwards, the forward's fucked up. Crazy. There's a sniper trained on your safe space. Yeah.
There's a lot of like illiberal bars on this record.
Yeah. I mean, this is just radical as fuck. Well, I don't know their political tendency, but it's quite clear that they are not. They're not your typical neo-libs.
Sketch on here, pussy hats knitted from straws lifted from turtles' mouths on Earth Day. All proceeds go to whichever reduced black birth rates. Like, it's, yeah, again, that finger in the chest never really goes away on this record.
I feel like every single track on this has something that is just more politically left and more insurrectionist and radical than anything you'd hear on the most respected fucking champion of black culture in the mainstream. Like Kendrick Lamar does not get towards this, and I don't mean to really shit on Kendrick, but I also don't mind.
You're right.
Like, J. Cole never gets towards this. None of those guys get towards this, and even a lot of the people who are within the space who have a lot of that come from that kind of black radical tradition. Even an Earl does not really get towards a lot of this shit, and that's one of the reasons I love it, because as you could see, I don't know if a lot of people won't recognize, but like we're kind of left as fuck over here. We're Marxist as fuck, Pan-African socialist, Black Alliance for Peace shit. Like, I'm just saying, this music is better than a lot of the shit that people fuck with. For like, all right, Barbarian Butter, which is one of the more like simple kind of, not simple is not the word, I mean traditional boom bap loops that sounds like it could be pulled from like, you know what I mean? Like a DITC, digging in the crate shit from like 96, right?
Sure, huh?
It could be whatever. And still it has these little things that fucking come in. But, can't abolish capitalism without something new. Can't demolish master's house with this box of tools. Instead of lacking, can we focus on what we can do?
Fuck yeah.
I mean,
Bro,
I
need to find the lyrics and just read them as I listen, man.
And the beat is just,
Shit, I kick or hit your chest, preluding you taking breath in. Mama always told me make my name great. Strange fate after being placed as a daddy's namesake. Raised where it's normal to dream and scheme in the same place. Opposite of a lame's pace, I prefer to remain faced with the truth.
Malik L snaps on this record, man. Like,
yeah.
There's so many just fist up in the air, black as fuck verses on this album from Malik L. His verse on the first track, at the end of the first track as well, is like absolutely fucking snaps.
Yeah.
Might be my favorite verse on the whole album.
Beyond infinity while imposing intensity with the steady increase in propensity minus the entropy. That's when the ancients intercede and I begin to lead. Creator, help me lead a legion of wolves to where the eagles feed with the ilk of a cheetah speed. Indeed, marching orders received, now proceed.
Jesus Christ, just, it's the yeah, it's amazing. And B-side Losers with D2G,
Yeah.
hold on, right? Like, this beat sounds like it could have been pulled off of a 1997 El Producto DAT. It's got that kind of like a, we used to like pull in like like an attack from like an anime, like
What?
Listen to the beat. It's like, right, so.
Father, good husband, better rapper. Don't lose yourself in all three. Unless you're becoming a method actor. Be kind, cause you can't rewind.
Like that's, to me, if you were like, yo, this is, if you played this one song for me and I wasn't really tuned into the lyrics to point out like any of the more newer cultural nuances of it, I'd be like, yo, when did this drop? Like, what is this?
It's okay. Maybe
Yeah.
next lifetime. Maybe next lifetime. Maybe next
That fucking shit is so old El Producto to me. Like, it could be like a Big Just B-side.
Oh yeah.
B-side Losers, yeah, like.
battle of an art gallery.
Floating above the quotes, I smiled at the chalk and scars and tell them it was all worth it. I slit my throat and choked myself with the rope to the sound of that E-pop they call the new dope. Transcended the sculpture to see that the mean nigga Vim sing is over.
You know, this album is also tremendously good for like bar whispers because there's so much depth in every
so many
single
styles
verse
as
and
well.
so many different approaches and shit. Like,
This is a waste of life. How my heart should embrace tonight. She ends my misery.
yeah, like Devil Woke Up Early, right? That fucking chorus is crazy. Devil woke up early today at my doorstep with a mirror, a dinner, and a collection plate. That's fucking bar. Like that is such a fucking insane, dope visual. It's so insane and dope that I'm just like, what great poet laureate thought of that and they decided to use that? Because it's like an insane visual, bro, with a mirror, a dinner, and a collection plate. And there's also an incredible verse, I'm not sure who it's by, but it talks about bitch slapping Umar Johnson, which is something that I like to laugh about, even though, like my man Trey does says, Dr. Umar is hilarious, but he's also
Very,
fucking
very funny,
terrible.
man.
Like, he's very funny, but he's absolutely terrible. And in that same verse, he's like, a Black Panther building his coffin. This verse here, who's this? Gilead? Oh my God. The verse where he's breaking down like certain times,
Yes.
right? Like dates and just going through it. Oh my God. That shit is, that's one of those things. Like, that's like a verse of the year type of joint, man. 5487, his classmates call him sissy. We told the teachers the gender norms were ancient history.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Bro, like 7492. He claimed independence. Well, like it's crazy the way he goes through this shit.
1
right?
week before I was born.
12, 11, 17. He bitch slapped Dr. Umar Johnson. 1/1/20. The bullet of a Black Panther built his coffin. Ugh. I didn't even notice that was the full line. Yeah, it's amazing. It's fucking inspired. It like, can you pull up this one? I want to make
Yeah.
sure whose verses is what I was talking about here. All right. So Stains with Castro. Shout out to Castro, friend of the show. Obviously one of the greatest MCs of any time, and he bombs on this too. But one of the verses on this, well, like this song is amazing. This song is amazing. When the 229, hold on, let me bring up. When the sample fucking hits, it's so insane. Hold on, let me see where it's at. I think we got like 15 seconds to it.
Articulate what contributes to your detriment.
When that vocal sample hits,
What you doing with that evidence? We made it what we represent. The trauma was the medicine. God fixed you through the reverend. Exploited unintelligence. You never learn your lesson then.
Yeah.
Psycho love, toxicity, all hood niggas know what losing the pops did to me at a young age. Most of us was.
It's not listed on here. I think it's Jason Gatz's verse.
okay, that's what I thought too. But continue when it drops and he's like, continue the cycle love toxicity. All hood niggas know what losing the pops did to me at a young age. Most of us was women in streets raised. Bro, hold on, let me run that back because it's so, when that vocal sample comes in and he drops, it's
floats.
just like
It floats for a second.
it's one of my favorite moments on the entire album. Shout out to Jason Gatz, man. Like,
The hard times.
live 1,000 years.
We made it what we represent. The trauma was the medicine. God fixed you through the reverend. Exploited unintelligence. You never learn your lesson then. Continue the cycle love, toxicity. All hood niggas know what losing the pops did to me at a young age. Most of us was women in street raised. Mimic sibling street ways. While no one paid attention. It's you the Sega in street raised.
Where we from, you can judge a nigga by his street name. Man. And then, like, constantly bombs. Like, hold on. Again, just rest in peace, man.
Refrain from the soul one, in the soul one, we're a pole one, only go on, out the cold on, out the cut on, you can float on, open grow on, we was too proud, see your help out, was a no zone, we so wrong, need to round it out like an old blown, dance around the issues like a slow song, move the shit alone like a cold on, really button up like the low song, reach an ultra form.
That beat, like, yo, ridiculous spell casting, like, just amazing work. You know, I feel like I've been going on for a little bit, but like, man, I'm happy to be back. Secret House Against, Tokyo-based hip hop art and culture shit. This is what we do. We kind of just get on here and act like idiots and say we like music a lot. We don't assign numbers to denote the quality of an album, and we feel that's useless. What we want you to do is to check this out, appreciate its qualities, and know that hip hop is underrepresented when it comes to critical critique, like actual academic critique, and it's one of the, if not the most dense. Yeah, I don't know, man.
No,
I
you're
don't
right.
know.
It
I
has
don't
to
know.
be. It has to be.
It's like TMI. Hold on. What is this? Hold on.
And Ghanaian port to no return. Don't choose martyrdom. That shit really burns. There's no stalemate reboot. Just a promise to spread love while the panic, depression, and anxiety virally moves.
Brown skin stranger with about 6'3". Walking past it around the speed. Do I speak cause he look like me? Not necessarily. If I deconstruct the obligation, the only reason we see ourselves as the same as colonization. Ingest that and throw it back up black. I didn't say that in jest, I meant it, and for that I've been attacked. We only got side to side with slave masters, juggle tribes, and even though we live as the aftershock, we've forgotten to collide. So I kept it careful, but I moved right past with no acknowledgement.
That beat is crazy. That beat will whoop your ass on a Wednesday. That shit is crazy. All right. What else did he say? He says, dance with Devil's Juke music. What would a Black Panther do? Yeah, Gilead bombs this shit. Like, am I saying that right? Gilead? Gilead 7? All right. Excuse me.
Apologies.
All
if we
praise
fucked it
due.
up.
Yeah, man. Like, all right. The last song on the album, The News. I think it's safe to say that this might be like one of the verses of the year. That sketch verse is fucking absolutely inspired, and yeah. But yeah, you guys got any extra thoughts? I figure we should probably just let him get out of here to the last track, like to that last verse. How y'all feeling? Light 7? No.
I was thinking an 8.3.
I'm gonna give this a heavy 19.5. Yeah, no, it's tremendous. Please pick this up. Support the Independent Underground. Links in the bio. Shout out to all the patrons. Shout out to everybody that rocks with us. Yeah, we'll be back. I'm trying to get.
We're doing this.
If your man don't end up in jail soon, we'll be back this year. Yeah, we'll be all right. And if I do end up in jail, protest like I was like a white woman that got shot by ICE. Do that.
Yeah, y'all
for
gotta
me.
come out to Japan and protest.
Yeah, straight up and down. Fuck ICE, by the way.
Fuck ICE.
Yeah. I mean, fuck all of it. People need to read a little bit more, man, because this nonviolent shit's gonna get you killed. This nonviolent shit's gonna get you killed.
That said, if Mega goes to jail, we will be pivoting to a J-pop channel because it's the only other thing I know about, and I don't know nearly as much about hip-hop as Mega. So I'm the only one with the username and password. So
Okay,
yeah.
right? Yeah,
Look forward
out
to
for
just
that.
J-pop reviews.
Yeah.
J for Jet and J-pop. I don't know. We'll figure out a title.
We'll figure Secret House against
Nigga said jet pop.
Jet Pop.
J-pop. There you go. Yeah.
Jet Program. Yeah, the Jet Program. Yeah. Every song on this album is my favorite song on the album. Figure it out. Let's run it back and listen to this sketch verse. We'll let him get out of here. Yeah. Hold on.
You had it.
Stop playing musical chairs until David Byrne.
I guess we gotta wait now a little bit until
Reptiles face the nation by shedding skin layers. Last night, Rich.
What does he say? It's fucking sports war and weather in the news. Sports weather in the
Numbers off the news. Privilege became entitlement.
I wasn't posted on the block, dummy. Why would I do that? They out there shoot niggas, shoot comic books, don't shoot blacks. We the ones them straight bullets missed in the world not designed for children. Every night they spotlight the killing. The floor's not aligned with the ceiling. Shit's different. When you know your classmates are going to jail, even more so as an adult, knowing more going to hell. When I think back at all the life advice I was given by clunkers at family functions, makes me happy I treat my 30s differently. I used to walk past when my uncle got shot to go to school. They didn't know we were related, so of course I moved at different speeds. Right. But the well-spoken black sheep supposed to go to college and shit. Go to all white parties, then father for kids.
I graduated and barely got a handshake for that occasion. Good job, my cousin got out of jail. They threw him a celebration. Up to my auntie crib, counting bullet holes in the elevator. Now I'm at an all-white party, feeling the same isolation. Now how's that shit for musical? How's that shit for suitable? When the only time you see your people is at family functions and funerals. I live in a dog whistle city. This would destroy you. Your body's too tall without footholds. Painted like a church, trading Holocaust for hymns. Like this chapel will avoid you. These wolves been waiting since 63 and are dying of thirst.
Crazy.
Yeah, if you go to a party and you're the only non-white person there, not counting the Asian wives of some of the white guys there, just leave. Just leave. You're not
think it's gonna happen,
You don't
man.
want it.
That's a
there.
good rule of
think it's gonna
thumb.
happen
That's a good
for
rule of thumb here
Just
in
leave.
Tokyo a lot.
Just walk out.
I think Jet theorized that out here too, man. For real. Pull up to functions. Just,
I'm sure California is the same.
He was a good man.
Every time I turn it on, it's just murder weather sports. Murder weather sports.
Last night,
There's nothing new under the sun. We're still susceptible.